Welcome, folks. My name is Sanjay Soni. I'm Technical Product Marketing Manager for Power BI. How many of you saw demos of Power BI yesterday in Microsoft BI overview session? All right. So did you like it? It was fun, right? So my experience is about Microsoft BI for 15 years. I love it for 15 years. How many of you were involved with analysis services when it first came out? Right, one of those days. And then, of course, we have evolved so much, right? We have self-service BI, and now we have the whole new wave of BI. So this session, end-to-end business analytics, end-to-end Microsoft Business Analytics retail demo solution, what we're going to do here is have fun with you. My goal is to make this session most fun session you'll attend this week. Are you ready? Yeah. So what we'll do is to make it fun, honestly. So what we did here is literally, where is the disco T-shirt? No, I want to show it to them. Yeah, let's put it on. So we got you lots of good things here for you to answer, interact with us, and have fun with this afternoon session. And one of them is so. What we're going to do is we're going to really start this and have fun with you. And this scenario essentially is based on a real customer scenario from Pier 1 Imports. How many of you have been to Pier 1 Imports, like a store, right? So this is loosely based on that story, and we have modified some of the things we're going to share with you. And I have with me Christian, actually. She's from Max 451. And why don't you introduce yourself right now?
Okay. I'm Christian. I'm from Max 451. We are specialists in organizational change with a deep expertise in some of this cool technology that's going on here at Ignite, such as cloud, mobile, analytics. And it should be a good session.
Yep, hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll share with you some real stories, and let's go from here. So, all right. So, folks, let's get started here. And to get started, here's the agenda. We're going to start with a quick overview of the data platform, overall Microsoft Data Platform overview. Then, the demo that I'm going to show you, this will be really including Power BI, all the newest features, plus Azure Data Factory, machine learning, right? All the stream analytics. So we're not going to go deep into any one technology, right? We cannot in 1 hour. I'm going to share with you ideas how you can implement some of these technologies for a real customer scenario and in a demo form. Is that cool? So we'll not be doing any coding here, so I hope you are with the right expectations here. And the summary, all good. Let's see what we can do here. So before I start with any slides, why don't we start with the demo? What do you say? All right, so this is an interesting demo. Let's see what we can do here. This is slide number 8. Well, we're going to go to number 8 here. So what am I showing you here is, some of you may have seen in the other, right here is a Power BI dashboards, right? We're talking about this 2015 as of today. Imagine an integrated business analytics solution. What I'm showing you here is a demo that uses Twitter data, right? So how many of you have Twitter accounts right now? Just to know. All right, cool. So what we'll do is, here we have some tweets coming in. These are real-time dashboards, as you can see, 208.7, and then people are tweeting and the good stuff. So here you can see the tweets by hour of day. You can literally have this kind of a dashboard. And behind the scenes, it is using lots of good technologies, not only Power BI. But look at this. So you can literally see in real time what kind of tweets are coming in from MS Ignite. Here we go. Or how many tweets are coming in for. It is a little bit, it's a real-time dashboard. Here we go. You can select different things. You can have filters. And the funny thing is, it does have this sentiment analytics built in. So whenever somebody tweets, we ignore all negative tweets. It was a joke. Nobody's laughing. All right, fine, it's afternoon. We ignore all the negative tweets. We only have, positive and neutral tweets coming in. Hey, it's one way to look at the world, right? And then we have all the good things. So that's how, we can see this. This way you can really... Now, let's just to have fun, okay? Just to have fun with this. How many of you would like to just tweet right now? Let's try right now. Just put the demo to test. Please go ahead, tweet something about maybe one of these hashtags, okay? Either MS Ignite or Power BI right here. Or what is it? FN F12 maybe? What is it? Shift F12, right? Shift F12, F11.
Shift C.
Yeah, here we go. So you can just tweet right now. Let's see whose tweet shows up the first from the room. Anybody in the room whose tweet shows up here on the screen? Once you tweet, let me know. All right, yours did. Can I give you a flying monkey? All right, here we go. All right, cool. So look at that. So this is a real-time dashboard. Anybody else name shows up here? Your tweet is here on the screen. So names are right here. So there we go. All right, Wendell. That's great. That's great. And then anybody else on that side? All right, it's coming. All right, cool. So this is a real-time dashboard, guys. What do you think? Come on, give yourself a big round of applause. And this is a real-time dashboard in action. And
how many of you all in the room have been to PowerBI.com and actually created one of these dashboards? Fantastic. You know what? If you haven't yet, do so while you're here because it's a lot of fun and easy to do.
And these were the real tweets that you tweeted, right? MS Ignite Session Analytics, Power BI is awesome. Well, that's cool. See, look at that. Dave Stork and all this good stuff. So what did I just show you, actually, behind the scenes, what happened here is, essentially, whenever you tweet, the tweet goes through Azure machine learning first. The sentiment gets calculated. From there, this goes to Azure Stream Analytics, right? Our real-time analytics solution in real time gets processed. Then from there, it actually goes to Power BI dashboard, very high level. I'm going to explain more a little bit later on. But that's the kind of a real-time dashboards that those are possible, such stuff. All right, with that, we go back to our slides here, and let's keep going. And to go to slides, I should press 1. And there we are. Was it 1? 2? And it is here. It's 5. So business analytics in action, that was the first thing I showed you. Now let's see what is behind the scenes on all. In terms of Microsoft Data Platform, this is what we have, right? If you think about it, the data is coming from all kinds of data sources. How many of you have big data problem today? Big data is really becoming a big data problem. It's a big problem, right? So your data is not only structured anymore. Data is coming from all kinds of places. Then in the middle, what we have is our transformation and analysis. That's the most important and difficult problem to solve, isn't it? How do you transform that data, ETL and all kinds of stuff that you do? But it's not a structured data, so it's unstructured, semi-structured, good stuff. So then we have the other thing is visualizing and deciding based on that data, what can we do in terms of dashboards. So in terms of Microsoft Data Platform, let's just, from collect and manage, you have SQL Server, of course, then you have other things. In terms of transforming and analyzing, you have a couple of things here. You see orchestration, that's where Azure Data Factory fits in. So you literally have data in the cloud, the data can be processed right there, or it could be on-premise or hybrid, it does that. Then you have this complex event processing. This is Azure Stream Analytics. It's a real-time analytics solution from us. Then you have this machine learning for predictions. And then you have Power BI at the top, to display all the nice dashboards. With me so far? All right. Now, let's start this. Oh, I thought I'll tell you a story, right? So this is a story that needs to be told, really, and I thought I'll share this with you. This is our demo. The whole session will be a story. Okay? So here we are. The story is called Business Analytics and Big Data Story for a Retailer. Now, and like any other movies, you go to watch movies. Movies are based on sometimes true stories, right? So true stories is okay, nice. The true story is based on Pier 1 imports scenario. But then we have spiced it up to make it fun for you.
Little Hollywood.
Come on, we have to do that, right? Otherwise, what's the fun, We have to add some villains in the story, some heroes and heroes, none of that. But to make it fun for you, right? So that's why what we have done is we have removed the customer name from it, and we are calling it Wide World Importers. Is that okay? Something like that. It's based on true events, but then there are some spicy elements in it, so we'll talk about this. So really, it is a story. I told you, once upon a time. So this is once upon a time, the retailer had lots of brick and mortar stores. All of us love shopping, don't we? So how many of you actually still go to stores for shopping? Okay, fine. And online shoppers who only shop online? All right, so online shoppers are there as well. But then guess what? Online shoppers know what people are clicking on. Amazon.com, they know their customer. The problem with brick and mortar stores are they don't know who the customer is. When you go to any store, do they know who you are? They don't really, right? They're just there. So essentially, they launched a new website. Of course, they had these stores, and they wanted to really see, and people could browse and buy their products. They wanted more insights. Which products sell better, and where are the customers clicking from? Where are the customers coming from? East Coast, West Coast, what products do they like? Now, this is the fun part. When we do Christmas shopping, right, This day before Christmas, a very, very important part of the day, when we go there. So what to put on the end of the aisle? End caps, right? End of the aisle or end caps, store aisles. When you come into the store, then you actually right there you can see the stuff. That's the idea. So that's the decision they want to take, what to do. So insights, if you think about it, any customer, any of you, your problem with retailer doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's about 4 things. Can you guess? What happened in past? You want to know what happened in past, first of all. Then the fun part for me is what is happening in present right now. The real-time analytics. It's basically based on past, you take decision for the present. Based on present, you take a decision for the next moment. Is that fun? That's more fun. It's real time. That's fun, And then based on present, decide what should happen next. That's your future. Predict the future. Past, present, future. And sometimes people want to know why. Okay, that's important too, actually. I think
Absolutely.
So then, what we can do is, before I start my demo and everything else, I would like Christian to actually, we'll just play the video first of all, of Pier 1 Imports while she's coming in, and just for you to see.
So what we want to do is, Pier 1 Imports is a case study. Let's hear from them.
One of the reasons why I think our customers love
this journey.
Sorry, say it again, one more time. Retake. Go ahead, talk.
So Pier 1 Imports is a case study on the Microsoft site, and this is one of the videos that you can access. There's a couple of them there. And so what this is going to do is just let's hear from the Pier 1 executives about why they chose to go on this particular analytics journey and why specifically they chose Microsoft. Okay, Sanjay.
One of the reasons why I think our customers love Pier 1 is we are their neighborhood store. With over 1,000 stores in US and Canada, it really allows our stores to be very close to the customer. But we know that the way she is shopping is different today.
Our omni-channel initiative is called One Pier 1 and is all about changing our business to match the ever-evolving, changing customer.
We want our customer to be able to shop when, where, and how she wants.
Pier 1 is a very, very data-driven company. The goal really is how we can leverage that data and use it to have a better relationship with our customer.
There's been a revolutionary change in data analytics. It wasn't that long ago where you needed really big computers and really big servers to do big data.
I was excited to be able to talk about the possibilities of Azure machine learning for predictive analytics. We were able to take the data that they have to be able to help them predict which product the customer might want to purchase next and invite her back to the brand for something that they know she'll love.
With the Microsoft Cloud, we're able to quickly upload our data, ask the questions, get the insights, and then operationalize that data so that we can execute against it. Whether it's an email campaign or a direct mail campaign, we don't want to fill up our customers' inboxes with offers that are not relevant to her.
If we can target our message specifically to what speaks to her, specifically what are the items that she's most passionate about, that she really cares about, that she's shopping for, and target a message specifically for her, that allows us to create a more personal experience for the customer.
Marketing is really, to me, a combination of data and art. So it's kind of the science and the art that makes marketing. As much as I can get better data to improve the science side, it makes the art side that much more impactful.
All right. Usually I do this demo without Pier 1, always. But this time I thought, why don't we actually have a real, story behind all this? For you to actually see that, it's not really just a fake demo that I'll show you throughout the session here. There's a whole thing behind all this.
Great. Okay, so Pier 1 Imports. How many of you guys have heard of Pier 1 Imports? Great. They're North American and a retailer. But what's important here, I think, is that what Sanjay is about to show you is applicable across industries. But specifically for Pier 1, may I have the magic clicker? Thank you. Yes. What's important to know about Pier 1 is that, like many retailers, customers have very high expectations. We're all consumers too. So even if we walk into a store, I know I'm this way, we're researching, we are educated, and we walk into that store, we know what we want. Consumers know what they want, when they want it, how they want it, and they have very high expectations. And so this is what we were working with at Max 451 on with Pier 1 and Microsoft, in partnership with Microsoft. Retailers and many companies are dealing with all sorts of information coming in from various sources, social, mobile, you name it, and they've got to figure out what to do. That's data, but what that data is actually interactions with their customers, so how to leverage that data so they're able to improve their customer service, interactions with their customers, as we heard on the video. Now, what this is one of the things that we do when we work with our customers is to first find out. We stop talking, right? We just ask them, what is it you want to do? But most importantly, why? As Sanjay mentioned in the beginning, and really, it has nothing to do with, oh my gosh, I went to this conference, I heard about the cloud, I heard about mobile, and there's hybrid, and what do I do? It's really not about that first. The first conversation to have is, what are the business objectives that you're trying to reach? Now, with Pier 1, in the lower left corner there, this is what we're talking about today. We did have some Office 365 Social Collab, Yammer. If you haven't been to the expo, check that out, because it helps us move very quickly by utilizing those capabilities. But for Pier 1, they had 4 cornerstones, and that what they were trying to do is to understand their customers better, to be able to improve their relationships, and that's where we focused with Pier 1. And what they asked us to do is they had this roadmap, and they wanted to be able to reach along the analytics journey. What can they predict? We were asked, can you predict the future? Along comes Azure Machine Learning. How many of you all have heard of Azure Machine Learning? Played with it a little bit? Fantastic. So we were early adopters of that with Pier 1, and what we were set out to do was predict which product we think customers might want to purchase next. Now, as we were testing machine learning in its early days, we also were able to test Azure HD Insight. Have you all heard of Azure HD Insight? It's Hadoop in the cloud, basically, with Microsoft, with their partnership. We also, to make it meaningful, so we're working with Eric Hunter, you saw, the EVP of Marketing. To make it meaningful, we had to produce the data results of which products customers are most likely to purchase next in an actionable, meaningful way, and that's where Power BI came in. So that's kind of the end-to-end scenario we had, all the way down to devices for being able to view those data insights. All right.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, folks. So let's start this demo. What happened in past? That's the first thing. We'll talk about what happens in present, and then what should happen in future. Okay, all these 3 things. So really, we will just go through this fictitious story of wide world importers. How they are using all of our tools end to end to make better decisions for the future and present and past. Okay. So here's an overall demo architecture before I show it to you. So think about it. For you, do you have these kinds of data sources today? Web logs, Twitter data. Actually, how many of you are analyzing Twitter data today? Wow, it is a hard problem to solve, isn't it? So we have normal data sets. We have web logs, we have Twitter. But look at this Kinect. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Kinect. Okay, how many of you have Xbox games at home? So Xbox games, right? So you have Kinects as well. I'm sure many of you do. So imagine Kinect as an IoT sensor. Internet of Things sensor. When you go to a store and you're looking at some of the items, imagine a Kinect sensor, capturing your movement. Now, is that creepy or is that okay? Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. Okay, fine. Let's talk about this. So the stores already have video cameras, you know that. They're actually monitoring even eyeball movements. What here we are talking about is not your pictures. This is simply a heat map of what items are being touched more versus less. Is that okay? Okay, fine. So it's just now go to Amazon.com. When you're clicking on stuff, you know what they are anyway. They know what you're doing, and you're logged in. So it's one of those things. So imagine it's an idea. I'm not saying this is it's just an idea. So imagine Kinect in the store. One store has 50 sensors, and we have 100 stores. So 5,000 sensors sending all this information in real time. Is that good? Is that a big data problem? That's a big data problem. We have web logs. People are clicking on the website. That's a big data problem. We have tweets coming in. This is a scenario for the demo that I'm showing you. Okay, and then this whole thing goes into Microsoft Azure. We call it Event Hub. Service bus. So you can basically data goes there, it gets processed. In real time or not real time. Not real time. Then we have 2 options over there. 2 options. One is cold path, other one is hot path. The cold path is Azure Data Factory, where this thing gets orchestrated in the cloud. And then, of course, it could go through SD Insight as well. Then the hot path is Azure Stream Analytics, which is real time. Okay, that goes there. And then, of course, it goes through the blob storage, SQL databases, it gets stored, and then in the end, you have machine learning to predict what should happen, what will happen, type thing. And then, of course, Power BI. It sounds good, overall architecture. So this is my demo scenario. This is what I'm going to show you. You're welcome to take picture. It's totally fine. And this is what we are going to go through in the demo now, right? Let's get started. Cool. So my episode 1, it's all about analytics in the past, right? We'll start with analytics. Episode 1, the retailer wanted to know, hey, 360-degree view of what has happened, what is happening, in terms of the past few days, past few months. So we have introduced now something called Microsoft Power BI, right? So how many of you actually have accounts on Power BI today? All right, so you have it already. Cool. So business analytics, this essentially, think of it. It's a business analytics service, right? Providing faster time to insight. The faster time to insight could be in one of 3 ways. Really, can you simply get to data, instant dashboards, and that's really, really cool as well. Or can we do something more? Now, on-premise, this is another cool scenario. Analysis services, one of my favorite products in past. So if you can have data and analysis services on-premise and really connect from Power BI and keep your data on-premise the way it is. So and you can maintain security on top of it. So it's a very good scenario, hybrid scenario. People wanted it. We have this. And then, of course, stay connected from any device, mobile devices. And this is a cool list. I am just so happy to share with you. Look at this. When you go to powerbi.com, you can simply connect to these data sources. The ones on top are available today. Other ones are coming. Software as a service. Third wave of BI, we call this. You can connect instant dashboards, right? All right. So what we're going to do, this is what happens in Power BI. Essentially, you have all kinds of data sources. You can simply get data from all of those. And then other category of data is essentially your Azure resident systems. I'm talking about Azure Stream Analytics, SD Insight, all the good stuff. Then the next thing is your on-prem data sources, for example, analysis services and other things. You can see this. You can move this data through Excel or Power BI Designer and Power BI Analysis Services Connector to the powerbi.com. So again, one is instant exploration from other sources, software as a service, which was GitHub and other ones. And other ones are simply going through Excel or Power BI Designer. It goes to Power BI and then bring that data to life by going to Power BI web browser, or you can go to mobile apps, which I will show you at the end, and also real-time dashboards. Yeah, this is the first time we are sharing this slide outside of Microsoft. Really, really the first time. So hopefully you like it. And this really explains everything that we are doing there. All right. Now let's keep moving. So we have a new tool called Power BI Designer. How many of you have actually installed it so far? All right. Do you like it? Yes? Or do you love it? All right, that's the question. So this is really cool because it's a free, imagine all these, we always had Power Pivot, Power View, Power Map, all the good stuff in Excel. But in one tool, you're literally able to connect to all kinds of data sources. You can create the BI, edit, report, and everything. And you can just publish this whole thing. It's a visual data exploration reporting tool, just complementary to Excel. So with that, the same thing with Excel here. You can always use the add-ins, and you can create some BI and publish it to that as well. So with that, let's just get to the demo. Demos are more fun, aren't they? So we'll do this demo now. I have to ring 8. Here we are.
I've been assembling the T-shirts. When the T-shirts need assembly, they're good.
So fine. So let's see one of them maybe.
Okay.
No, one of them works? No? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So here we go, Power BI dashboards. There we are. So what I'm showing you, folks, is a dashboard for wide world importers in Power BI. Look at this scenario. First of all, does it look beautiful? Can I get claps for it? Come on. Well, I know. I'm going to ask you to clap only because then it awakes you and brings positive energy into the session. So, we are awake. I'm going to spend most of my time doing demos now. Enough of slides, We'll just go high-level slides and then let me do the demos. All right. Christian, I'm going to do this here. So take a look, folks. I'm looking at Whiteboard Importer's dashboard here. We have the revenue. We have all this stuff. This is all in brand new Power BI we have. Now, let's see if revenue is good or bad. And this is all for giveaways and cool things now. We'll start the fun now. And let's take a look here. So let's see who can guess for me. The time in the demo is around Halloween time. Okay? So Halloween time is like October area, You see that sales are decreasing for us. Any guesses why sales are decreasing? The first person to guess. Let's see. Sorry? Raise your hand first. What?
Time of year.
Time of the year. What else? Do you see something some insight on the screen? Twitter sentiments is for you. Okay, I'm going to keep it here. By the way, these are, these are screaming monkeys. Okay, so fine. Okay, fine. So here we go, folks. Look at this. The tweets are negative. People are tweeting, "Oh, this is fake candle. My mom is spending too much money. I swear this candle is haunted." Of course, candles are haunted. It's a Halloween time. So the thing is, somebody has been tweeting negatively about us, and then another scenario is this: you ran 2 ads. One is at 9 a.m. and I want to see the impact of this ad. One ad was run at 9 a.m. versus another ad which was run at, let's see, 3 p.m. Which ad is more effective? Can you guess for me? 9-1, right? Because there are more tweets coming in which are positive versus the 3 p.m. ads. See this is all touch friendly, by the way. And you can do the same thing on iPad or Windows or, Android is coming. But, so those 2 devices. So you see that based on this, we can take a decision. Okay, our tweets were bad. Something was bad. We can fix it. Somebody was apparently in the story, somebody was sending bad quality stuff to the customer. And that's when the problem got fixed. This is Whiteboard Importers right here. And now we are good. Take a look at another thing here. You can get data from internet about income versus population. So another cool visualization for you right here, you can see. And here what I'm showing you is that we went to internet and found we want to open some new stores, in Chicago. Where should we open the new stores? By the way, do you like the visualization as well? Awesome. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can. Here we go. California. Look at that. Where should we open the stores? It's population versus income. So as you can see, we have in California we have a couple of stores. We have these stores here. This is a real data set right there. As you can see, 75 stores in California. We have 20 stores in Texas. Where should we open the store? Well, it depends where we don't. Well, Chicago seems like a good place to open the stores, Look at that. So this is all drill downable, all touchable with each other. And then, you have fun. So far I showed you analytics based on the past. We've opened some new stores, right? And we have also fixed the problem. So now the fun starts with the next thing, okay? So we have done all this good stuff, but then what's new here? Well, the new thing is this right here in front of you. Can I have that paper, please, that one?
Yes.
The password. Okay, look at this, folks. In Power BI, we can do all this good stuff. But what do you think if I just, create a new dashboard instantaneously, the one I was talking about? We're just connecting to software as a service, right? So why don't we do that? We're going to go to right here. And we can connect to this something called SendGrid. Anybody heard about SendGrid? We have all kinds of data sources here, Salesforce and Marketo. But I'm going to connect to SendGrid here. And let's just see if we can just connect directly to SendGrid. It's all about your important email metrics, right? So I'm going to type soft_stats. Look at that. And okay, you can see that, and let's see here. So what we're doing right now is simply connecting, okay, Microsoft_stats. All right. And then, by the way, do you have any questions in the meantime? I'm just filling up.
No.
Yes.
There we go.
So look at this. So we are now connecting to SendGrid. Could be Salesforce, could be Dynamics CRM, anything. Instantaneously we're connecting to that, and then we are going to get a dashboard of our own from scratch. We'll see if it actually happens. Look at this blue yellow thing right there, SendGrid, and we'll start seeing data automatically imported in form of a dashboard for us. I don't know if it will happen or not, but we'll see. Is that a good scenario for you all? I mean, would you like to, if you have any of those accounts in those places, right? Wouldn't you like to have instant dashboards? So that's an interesting scenario, and Salesforce the same thing. So just like this, we are expanding this list. If you have some data sources you would like to work with us, powerbi.com, and just go there, give feedback, and then we can work with you to integrate all this good stuff. So that's that. So it's taking a few seconds to load, but it will happen. Now, let's see. What do you think? Like it so far? Look at that. I mean, that's a good thing. Okay. You get instant dashboards like that, and you're importing all this stuff and right there for you. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about we create a dashboard from scratch right now in 4 minutes? What do you think? Just from simplest data set, we create a brand new dashboard from scratch, from world's simplest Excel file. So I'm going to show you something very, very quick. Final, right there. It's my the demo here. So I'm going to go to the demos, and I'm going to go to this demo file, and we are calling revenue versus target. Okay. So let's just do it. So I'm going to go ahead in Power BI. Hit fresh page. We are actually good on this one. And what I'm going to do is create a brand new dashboard with you. So new dashboard, my dashboard. Okay. From scratch, my time starts now. It's 3:49. But before that, I need to show you the world's simplest Excel file. It looks like this. And of course, it will open. So revenue versus expenses. Actually, I'm running out of space on this machine. That's one small issue. But it's okay. There we go. Date, target, revenue. You see? Simple. There's nothing complicated in this. No Power Pivot, nothing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to Power BI, which is right here. My dashboard, blank dashboard, get data from here. Excel workbook. Connect, computer, browse, end-to-end demo. There we go, demo 2 is 350. I'm sweating. Let's see, revenue versus target. There we go, 3:50 p.m. We are importing this data set here. There we are. This file is imported, revenue versus target. We open this up. It's just going to take a few seconds to load this thing. Now it's creating a data model behind the scenes, right? So we have this file here, and once it does that.
And while it's opening, notice how it says My Dashboard and it has the share. Do you guys use OneDrive? We're able to share. Yeah, it's a very similar type of feel. So if you're able to share documents, share data, this is a way that we're able to get business insights to the business users from IT more quickly and easily in a familiar way. And then they're also able to create their own custom views as well and share those views of the data in a similar way.
Sorry?
You can, yes. So it's very much like OneDrive. So if you have, the question was, can you lock that down? So it's very much like OneDrive, where you're able to say specifically who should have view or edit rights. It's the same type of permission functionality with the dashboards as well, both the sources as well as the actual dashboard views.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited about that natural language search.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you ask that question, like you said, like where should I open up the next store?
Yes, it's called Power Q&A. Yes.
Absolutely.
Have you guys heard of Power Q&A? Oh my gosh, it's the coolest. It's the coolest thing. So what it does is, as soon as those data sources such as what Sanjay just uploaded, as soon as you're able to upload data sources, some of it's just, to use the old term, out of the box, where you're able to ask questions. So for instance, with Purewin Imports, one of the questions they had was, what is the performance of my social campaigns versus my email campaigns? And it would show what that would be, and then you're able to pin that to the dashboard. It's great. Yeah, so Power BI for Excel, Power BI Q&A, Power BI Maps, Power BI Dashboards. But visit powerbi.com and it'll give you a rundown of all that. Yeah, that was one of the favorite things we did at Pier 1 is expose them to, they were familiar with Excel, right? But especially from an IT perspective, IT department, the business intelligence group there, they were very familiar with that. They had the traditional business intelligence capabilities of what happened in the past, what's happening now. So we were able to say, here's what else you can do with Excel.
Yep.
Right.
Thanks for filling in. Sorry, as you saw, I had to reopen the IE browser. Okay, so I'm ready to do this now. Revenue versus, so look at this. I opened that file, remember? The dashboard was there. And all I did is clicked on it. That's all. I just clicked on the file. Here we go, revenue versus date. There we are. Now we can compare this to the target versus date. Now, in this particular place right here, you can change visualizations very, very easily. And there we are, for example. There we go. Or I can go back to this. Now I have a trivia question for you. Let's see for a giveaway, right? Let's see. How do you think? I don't know if I can change it back to the thing here. So if I change this back to this, how do you think I can combine the two charts right now? So you mean like drag and drop? Really? You mean like this? If it shows up. Speed is somehow low for me, just to let you know. Let's do it one more time. If I can. So I think my network has to have some issue right now happening. But anyway, so what you can do is you can bump. This is how you bump the charts. And you can just make it happen. Now the question is, who can tell me how do I separate the two charts? I don't know how about we? Okay. I don't know. I can't separate the two charts. Okay, bump and shake. Okay, bump and shake. That's how you create the chart. So I was just trying to show you bump and shake feature. And then once you have this good stuff here, though, what you can do is basically you can simply pin this to the dashboard right there. You can pin this to the dashboard right there, and then you can also just go back, save, then pin. There we go. M and M saved. Now we can go back to the dashboard here. From Excel file from scratch, we were able to go back to this thing. And I have the chart here, but we have done this before. So you can also do here is you can also ask the question, as you were saying, show revenue by date. How about that? Something like that? Good? Show target by date. And I know what you're thinking, but this is another way of creating this just like this, and you can pin to the dashboard, and within 5 minutes, I have been able to now take up the data from revenue versus Excel, which was very, very simple, and I can create a simple dashboard. Like it so far? All right. So what I just showed you though, look at this. There was no Power Pivot, no Power View, no Power thing. Simplest thing I showed you, we were able to create. Now I know you are asking about the question. Who asked about Q&A? You asked about Q&A, right? So take a look at this. That was a simple question. Now look at this one. We can have a little bit more. By the way, I am having some connectivity issues, so it's a little bit much slower right now. But it's all usually very, very fast. So maybe my internet connectivity has some issue, but let's see. So what we can do here is you can also ask questions. Show, look at this. Actual revenue. And watch this. Revenue by, when you have a model, by product subcategory. Look at this, zip code as a map. What do you think? Come on. Cool. Now that's exciting, right? So you can make it as complicated as you want. You can literally keep asking questions, and it's all connected through the data model. That's the fun part of it. Okay, so that was it. Now, what I want to show you is let's move away from Power BI into something else, something different, shall we? And then we'll come back to Power BI later on. So what I'm talking to you about now is our next episode in this whole thing, which is about, let's go there. We'll come back to Power BI Designer later on if you want to see a demo at the end, if we have time left. So Microsoft SD Insight. Okay, analytics of the past is not only about what we saw in the Power BI. Behind the scenes, Microsoft runs Hadoop in Azure. How many of you have actually evaluated SD Insight or even heard about it? Please use it. It's so cool. You can create your clusters in Azure in like 15 minutes to 45 minutes, really, and without installing anything on your desktop. So really big data clusters, you can do the processing there. We now have a graphical UI for Hive queries. It can run on Linux. So SD Insight runs on Linux as well as Windows. So that's a new change for you to see that. And we also support Storm. If you've heard about Storm, Storm is real-time analytics that third-party company, from the Silicon Valley people use a lot, right? So you can use Storm real-time analytics with HD Insight and do real-time processing there. Or other option from Microsoft is Azure Stream Analytics. Okay, those two options for real-time. So good. And so now that's the HD Insight. Now the next thing is, think about it. This is the problem. How many of you were involved in the data warehousing all your life? You did EDW, we created EDWs, right? BI, this is a common thing. We used to have this nice clean data, or bad data, but from one place, or at least data from on-premise. We used to do ETL, we do transformation, nice enterprise data warehouse. I was in Microsoft IT for 7 years. And the goal was to make business happy. It's very hard to please business people. I don't know with outside, but it's very hard. You can keep creating your data warehouse, and they will say, hey, you are slow. IT is slow. So we have to be agile as an IT organization and business. We have to move with the speed of business. So here we go. Now the new problem is this. Data is in the cloud. So how do you move the data is in the cloud? Why do you have to move it down to earth and then process it? Can we process the data in the cloud itself? The data is new, unstructured, semi-structured, Twitter data, weblog data. What if we could orchestrate all this thing, all the packages, transformation, loading in the cloud? Yes? And then process all this data and then give it to the dashboards. Now, who can guess for me what product am I talking about? From the audience, for a disco t-shirt. Come on, this one lights up. I have to show a demo of this one.
T-shirts.
Let's see, this one, see, look at that. It lights up when you talk and you can dance with this, cool. So right, so let's see, go ahead. Azure Data Factory it is. I will not throw it at you. I'll keep it here. You are welcome to pick it up. So here we go. So Azure Data Factory, this is really, really cool. What you can do with this is, essentially, you have this data coming in, as you can see from below, right there, on the data stores, right there. Relational data, non-relational data, on-premise cloud data, all data, batch data. This is batch data or streaming data that comes in. They have something called data pipelines right there you can create. Imagine all the packages we used to create before, like SSIS, data flows, right? That's what it is, and in the cloud. And then you can really process this data. The data processing can happen with Hadoop in the middle. I'm talking about this right here. Data comes in from below, data stores, right there on the left. Data goes through data processing. It can be Hadoop processing. And then, of course, data stores could be in the cloud or on-premise. Data could be from the cloud or in on-premise. All gets mixed up together, hashed up together. We have orchestration, and then we have packages there. We have a single pane of glass. You can monitor all of your data and the pipeline and data health. Okay? Then you can literally move this data at the end to on-premise SQL Server or Azure database in the cloud. And it can be consumed by Power BI dashboards. Okay?
What's great about it, too, is it serves as a dashboard for your data flow. So you're able to monitor how are the pipes, basically, the ADF pipes. Are they working as they should, et cetera? So it gives a nice dashboard of the data flow, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud.
Absolutely. And there are we have kept some notes for you in the slides you can consume. We'll post our slides after this session, and you can download those. So we have lots of good stuff there. Okay, with that, I'm going to move this to the next demo, and I'll have some little bit of setup time if you want to give them more context about how you're using HD Insight there at Pier 1. I just need like 2 minutes to
Yeah, absolutely. So for HD Insight, one of the things that, with all of our customers, actually, not just Pier 1, but so many have servers, right? And the migration to the cloud isn't suddenly one day organizations flip a switch and there they go. So being able to use HD Insight, be able to consolidate different sources of data, whether it's unstructured, there's so much insight you can get from this unstructured data, and having the ability with something like HD Insight to be able to consolidate from various data sources, even if it's one of the things that we as a partner wanted to do also is because we as a partner, we have decisions to make about where we're going to make our investments and where we're going to spend our time and money with not just delivering services to customers, but also we also build our own apps. And so what did we want to use? So we were able to evaluate this as well. And one of the things that we were really impressed with is that, data is messy, right? One example is working with a customer with a call center, and their call center is it's a kind of an older software they use, and it hasn't evolved. It's a retailer, and it hasn't evolved. And so the customer service agents were entering information in to columns that weren't necessarily appropriate. So the data was messy in places where it really shouldn't have been. But nonetheless, being able to use that with HD Insight to be able to go in and be able to gather that data and make sense of that data and parse that data into something meaningful is really a really good value of HD Insight that we found.
Absolutely. So take a look here. So now I want to show you something cool. One is, this is the Azure Data Factory, by the way, right here. In your Microsoft Azure portal, you'll be able to go to Home. There we are. And then if you see this Browse, okay, then you will see something called Data Factories. So this is where, in our scenario, by the way, we are talking about Kinects. The whole demo is based on Kinect scenario. So Kinect is an IoT sensor, right, in the stores. People are coming in. It sends all this information from, basically, hey, which items are being touched in the demo, okay? In my worldwide importers fictitious story, we are doing this. And essentially, then you are touching this item, that item. It really consolidates from the Kinect data in real time, or in, basically, this is really actually not real time, it's really the past 3 days of data. Then it really mixes that up, what item was placed at a location, and then it really calculates what exactly is happening. So there we go. This is my, essentially the data factory called Wideword Importers Kinect thing. And now what I can do is I can always click on the pipeline here. Look at this, orchestration, where's data, what is happening, when errors happen with the data movement, where are they going, all the good stuff. You can see this, there's pipelines here. And by the way, this whole pipeline source is all this good stuff is coming from there. It's just a JSON document. You don't have to do too much coding. There's only 100 lines of code versus thousands of lines of code you had to write before to make that happen. So essentially here, and I just want to show you one last time here. Browse, Data Factories. Look at this. Wideword Importers, this particular package we call it, diagram. And that's all I wanted to show you here. Look, data is coming from raw Kinects, right? It's storing where people are, what is happening, the display table, what item is placed on the table. It can consolidate all this good stuff with the JSON document, and the result is stored into a SQL database. So that's just the back-end side of things, okay? This is the fun, this is called Azure Data Factories. Now, in terms of HD Insight, let's see what we can do here. So,
And Sanjay, I'm just going to do a time check because Cortana is getting anxious, so she wants to come out.
Okay,
so,
we'll do after some time.
we're at 25 minutes.
How much time do we have left, though?
25.
25 minutes left? Okay, all right. So what we'll do is, let me show you something fun here, especially with that scenario we were talking about, There we are, insert, Power Map. Let me show you this tool we call Power Map. And here you are able to see what kind of clicks are happening. So they were able to see what kind of clicks are happening behind the scenes, So processing of data here. And they were able to see the clicks coming from all kinds of places. Let's just play a video, shall we?
Yeah.
And then just talk about this one. Okay, so let's just play that one. And we'll talk about this. So take a look, folks, here. So this is an output. This is an output, okay, of all the data from HD Insight, Azure Data Factory, all going into Power Map right now, coming after processing. So here you are able to see what kind of clicks are happening on the website, first of all, the web clicks, okay. And you can see, well, we are zooming into Florida right now, where people are enjoying sunsets and still watching, still looking at where clicks are, they're still clicking on the website probably, there. And then the fun starts at the next step. When we go to the Seattle area, okay, over there, what you'll see here is, now we're talking about, after it goes there, we're talking about that Kinect sensors inside of the stores, where it can monitor which products are being touched. So having that kind of a fun, So there we go. And
I should mention too, like Kinects. I know people, the creepiness factor really isn't what that is. It's really emulating the clicks on a website, where customers are spending their time on website pages, which products they're spending time looking at. It's very much emulating that, right? So walking into the store, where are they spending their time, and being able to combine that data to be able to see what are the top products, what should be on those end caps that Sanjay mentioned.
So here we go. Look at this. So we are inside the store right now, right? If we have this concept, so don't think of Kinect as Kinect is just an IoT sensor. Think of any IoT sensor. Think of anything that is happening real time. Look at this inside the store when people are walking. So you can literally see which items are more popular, this versus that item. Does it make sense? So it's just an idea. You can just literally see this into it could be real time or it could be last 5 days of data. Okay. So with that stuff, we can do good stuff. Now let's move on to the real time dashboards. Okay. Okay. Cool. So here we are on the Power BI. And let's just talk about the next thing, which is our, real-timeliness. Okay, so I'm going to move to number main 5 here, and let's just move on to this. Okay, so that was my, story of the past. Let's talk about the present. So what is happening now in present when people are in the store? Okay, so Riddle wanted to do real-time analytics without writing thousands of lines of code. That's the idea here. How can we do this real-time analytics without all this? What is data at rest? Data at rest looks like you're in a parking lot, you're looking at stuff, what is there? Now, data in motion is when things are happening in parallel, just like this, data in motion. What can you take, what can you see in terms of real time? So, Azure Stream Analytics, how many of you have implemented real-time analytics solution in your own companies? It's hard, isn't it? It's just, have you done it? That's great, but it's a hard problem to solve. You have to do all this kind of setup and everything. So with Azure Stream Analytics, you don't have to do all this. This complexity goes away from you. And what we are doing is you get into real-time insights you get from the data to real-time insights in less time with less resources, basically. That's what it is. Okay, so introducing this thing, fully managed for you in Azure, mission critical reliability, rapid deployment. And this is what is happening behind the scenes. You have event producers. You have IoT sensors, devices, all the good stuff. It really goes into our Azure cloud gateways. Event Hub is the location where this data gets processed, if you would, and then Stream Analytics really processes this data and sends it to Power BI and other places. Okay, all right. So with that, I think we should show this demo to you. Without further ado, do you have any questions in the meantime? Feel free to ask. There's 2-3 questions maybe I can take. Go ahead. So that you can build from a sample that we have, yes. So if you go to Azure Stream Analytics, if you search on Bing or Google, search for Azure Stream Analytics and Twitter sample. That Twitter sample is available for you to actually build it from scratch. So that's absolutely fine. We have done that one. So now what I can do is powerbi.com. There we are. So what I will show you here is the real-time dashboard capability. Wide World Importers. And what you see here is, essentially, we have this data set here.
Oh, the screen.
Oh, you don't see it on the screen.
Yeah,
okay.
just switch.
Let me just move this. Any other question in the meantime?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
It might be me, but I couldn't find SQL Server as an option as a data source on the online preview.
SSRS,
all right.
the SQL SSRS, so SQL Server Reporting Services.
No, SQL Server.
SQL Server, okay. All right, so in Power BI Designer tool that I will show you at the end if you have time left is where you can do that. That's the tool you use to create the BI and then you upload it to Power BI. Okay, yes, Power BI Designer or Excel, one of those things. So I'm just going to have to show you this thing here, sign out. And I will just sign in here. What other questions you have in the meantime? Yes. So what about what's the question for that?
We were using like a lot of multi-dimensional cubes and we don't have an option for that. That's no data source
So multi-dimensional support, we actually honestly have Power BI on top of that one. Not Power BI, sorry. We have Power View on top of multidimensional databases, okay, for you. But then, honestly speaking, I think you should also, and we have much more support coming for that also in future. But then you should also definitely take a look at the tabular instances of SQL Server analysis services a lot more as well, because that will be a something. You'll see many more enhancements in tabular side of things as well. So there we are. So what I'm showing you right now is, folks, a WideWorld import as a real-time dashboard. Take a look, folks. What I'm showing you right now in this dashboard is a real-time data coming in, right? You see that. Now here's the scenario, okay? The scenario for the demo is as follows, right? So how many of you do Christmas shopping last moment, the day before Christmas? 24th of December, 8 a.m., right? You're about to enter the store, and that's a fun moment because you want to see the right products. Now, if you are a store manager, right, I'm going to take 2 volunteers, we'll say, store manager. You're a store manager, and you want to put the right things at the end of the aisle for people to come in to take a look. So then you really want to decide what should I do. So here what we can do is we can take a look at the past 3 days of data. Remember I showed you that the heat map? We can take a look on website what is hot. We can take a look what is hot in the stores. We can decide, let's say furniture and rugs is hot. So then this thing is capturing right now, showing you 5,000 Kinect sensors sending information real time to Azure Stream Analytics. From there the data gets processed and comes back to the dashboard in real time. Do you want to know how many thousands of lines of code was required to make this happen? Any guesses from the audience? Let's see. 3. So you are, well, let's see. So I'll tell you the answer was, essentially it was, honestly, I'm going to wait for this one. So it was 1,900 lines of JavaScript code, 2 months of consulting work was required to make this real-time analytics happen, not using Microsoft platform. That was done with really third-party tools. Before we had this Azure Stream Analytics. Now let me show you how many lines of code was required from Azure Stream Analytics side of things as we go there. So if we go to Azure manage.azure, essentially it's just, it's just simple. windowsazure.com, you can see this. It was literally one SQL query. One SQL query, and you can do real-time analytics with that one very easily. And I'll show you this thing really in action. This is what it is behind the scenes, folks, right there. So what happens here is, sign in again, level demo. Keep sign in. Okay, now we are signed in here, so folks. So this is our manage.azure.com, in which we have lots of good things, cloud services and Hadoop, SD Insight right there. We have Service Bus. The Service Bus is the scene where the data comes in from all those event hubs, in terms of data. The Stream Analytics is right here, folks, in Azure. You can see right there, WideWorld Importers, ASA, and I'm showing you this is right there. So one SQL query. Look, imagine this, folks. With Microsoft Azure platform, you can do real-time analytics with one SQL query and 10 lines of code. Is that impressive? I mean, that's really, really fun. Imagine this. The power behind all this is, by the way, here we go. So the power behind all this is really cool. Without much programming, without one thing, everything is in Azure for you. You can really combine the things into one. Now, let's have some fun with this demo. Last few minutes left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this thing can really...
Is that subtle?
I'm going to just remove the audio now. So can I invite 2 volunteers to come on stage? One will be acting as a store manager, other one would be as a customer. And you get special gifts. All right, so come on in, sir, from there. And may I invite you from here to come into stage? Yes? Okay, all right. Yeah, give her a round of applause, please. Come on in. Okay, we'll have fun with this. Let's see. So there we are. So I'm going to switch the audio now to this one. And let's see if it's an interesting side of the demo. So let's see if it works, for us. Okay, we're going to hope everything should be good. Let's see. Oh, well, they have to do something first.
Well, they
no.
are.
Okay, come on
I
in,
have
please come
confidence
closer.
in them.
All right, all right. Let's see. I have to do something first. So here we go, folks. So I'm going to have, what's your name, ma'am? Lisa. Lisa will be my customer in the store. Okay, here, please stand here. And you, sir, stand here. And your name is Ralph. So Ralph will be my store manager in the store. And Lisa is my customer who's entering in the store. And she's looking at stuff in the end of the aisle and everything. Nobody's coming to her help. How many of you have been to the store where nobody comes to your help? Come on. You know, it happens, right? So this is the fun part, right? Now, while our employee manager or maybe Ralph is enjoying wine during lunch break. He's having fun, you know. So what do we do? What do we do? So what can we do here is I'm going to just simply see, he decides to open his staff app. So let's open this one, please. And the staff app opens up. And then let's see what he's going to see here. Oh, he sees something here. No, his name is Miguel in the demo. Is that okay? Miguel.
We'll call you Miguel.
And now he sees an alert on his dashboard, and it's a real-time alert. So please click on calendar for me.
Nice.
One time, and it's going to take a few seconds to load. It's okay. It's coming up. While Lisa is really waiting, nobody's coming to her help.
There is a customer in the candles section who could use some help. They have been there looking for 3 minutes.
Looking for 3 minutes, folks. Is that exciting? Come on. That's what Kinect. Kinect is watching this thing. It's only 3 minutes. The customer's waiting. Do you want to help or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, he's a good employee. So please click on attend to the customer.
Yes.
There we go. Customer is right there. You know, you can see this. And then when you click on this,
Miguel. Suggest that the customer in the candles section might also like the new accent pieces.
now, what tool do you think we are using to predict all this? The machine learning,
Yes.
right? Really? Yes, exactly right. So there we go. You can go and help her. Is that good so far? Awesome. Give him a big round of applause for being. So please go ahead, sir. You can have a seat, Ralph. You can have a seat, sir. Go ahead. Now you're not done yet, so please come in here. So fine. So now we have customer, right? She's in the store, and what amazing experience can we talk about is the customer. She happens to be a loyal customer who has been buying stuff from us, right? So now please go ahead. You can click on your loyal customer consumer app, please. Now, why do people sign up for emails and everything? The discounts and all the good stuff you get from them, right? So you know coupons. So your name is going to be Lucy. Is that okay? That's fine. Lucy is fine. So fine. So please click on this thing for me.
Thanks for checking in, Lucy. Let me show you a list of products tailored just for you.
Look at
Hold
that.
on while I see what's available.
Please wait 3 more minutes.
So now, what do you think it's doing? Any guesses? So not right now, not real time, but this one is actually calling.
Lucy, here are some products we think you'll love. By the way, check out one of our new cocktail glasses.
See, it's thinking about cocktail glasses for you. I was just predicting something like that. But okay. So candles and cocktail glasses. Is that okay? Is that cool or what? You know what it did behind the scenes? It was using machine learning to predict what will she buy in real time, calling the web service and doing it. This was not a fake demo. It's a real thing. Is that impressive? Come on, folks. Good? All right. Now, we don't know where the cocktail glasses are. So let's see if we can go for a stretch demo here. Why not? Let's try some things new. Okay? I'm going to speak on White World Importers. Find cocktail glasses.
Looking for cocktail
Come on,
glasses
guys,
in
it's
Wide
exciting,
World
right?
Importers. Hi, Lucy. You can find cocktail glasses in the dining department of our store. I'll take you to the in-store map and show you where it is.
Isn't that awesome?
Imagine that kind of an
Kinect.
experience you can have in the stores, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, you know, and right there, you know. So please give her a big round of applause. Thank you so much for your being a volunteer for us, you know.
Thank you.
Now, what was happening behind that demo, though, is essentially a Azure machine learning model, which I'm going to show you if I can, you know, and that's what it is. The studio, studio.azureml.net. Sorry, I have to log now. Net. Here we go. And sign in. So we are using Azure Machine Learning behind the scenes to predict what will she want, you know, next time. And retail demo, there we are, Wide World Importers. So this is a real model being used inside of this thing to predict what we want. So Microsoft Azure Machine Learning obviously is in the cloud, and you can really use all kinds of algorithms we have available for you. And essentially, here we go, the data coming in for the customer. We are simply using Decision Jungle here. You can always, choose some other model, and you can always, replace it with something else. We have 30 plus algorithms available for you right there. You can choose any of these you want, or you can simply find something on internet, and then you can process this thing. So once it gets processed right there with all these algorithms, the output essentially really gets to be visualized, and then you get to see this. Look at this. Here's a customer ID who may go for cocktail glasses, and here's the probability, 46%. You see? First choice, second choice, third choice. You saw the UI before. Now this is behind the scenes what we are doing to predict for them. Right? So kind of cool? This is good stuff. So machine learning in action with Cortana and everything, you just saw that. Now, the last few minutes left, why don't we, you have a question, burning question? Go ahead. So yes, so this is a very good question. Can we take this data into Power BI, right? So yes, you can. I mean, it's just not like, so this goes into Azure Blob Storage or something, and then you connect from Power BI to that one. It's not as direct yet as the Azure Stream Analytics, which is continuously consumption happening there. Okay? Because in Azure Stream Analytics, I just wanted to show you this thing. Look at this. In Azure Stream Analytics, what you could do is you could always have, basically edit this thing, and here you could actually have the output could go directly into a Power BI, Power BI thing right there, okay? But in Azure Stream Analytics also it happens, and you can consume this. In fact, let me show you one cool thing here. Now, I have shown you a lot, right, at the end. We showed you machine learning and everything. Why don't we go for some couple of cool demos for you again, right? A little bit last minute, I would love to show you something more. So take a look, folks. I'm holding in iPhone. Look at that. How many of you have iPhones right now? Do you mind taking your iPhones out and then find something very, very cool I'm going to show you on your App Store, and it's called Power BI app for iPhone. We have an iPhone app for Power BI app for iPhone. It's coming for Android also, and also for Windows Phone. If you have Windows Phone, the same thing you can do. But it's coming. I mean, right now iPhone is the first one. So you go to install Power BI app. Then once you do that, you can simply click on Power BI, and here we go, folks. Take a look. I'm showing you what? I'm showing you some dashboards here. Look at that. So I'm going to go to maybe one of them. We call this, White World Importers. So you were looking at the dashboard, remember before on the site? Looks familiar? How much work did I have to do to make this happen? Really nothing. Because once I create this on my site here, I log in, it's instantaneously available to me on iPhone. Just like this. Look a look. And here we are looking at some of those impressive things. Same dashboard, you saw that before, right? Look at this pie chart, and you can look at the data set. Is that cool? And then if you don't like it, what game do you play?
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, look at that, no? Fun. So now that's not all though. You can also have more fun with this thing. You can actually say, look, you know what? If your CIO could do this, by the way, they would say, good. Right? Like it? I'm writing it with my finger here. Good numbers, or check it out. Check this out, So something like that. And then what I can do is I can click OK. Here's my annotations. And I can email that thing to somebody. Check this out. And I have this. What do you guys think?
Cool.
So this is exciting stuff. This is where Power BI is going, bringing all this together. Big data, small data, medium data set, all through Azure Stream Analytics, going into Power BI, going in the hands of your CXO right there. Now that's not all. I have to show you something much more cool than that. You want to see? Yes. All right. I know it's the end of the day. You were patient enough to sit through this thing. So let's just show you one cool thing. We have something, we call it, let's just show you right now. And that is, let's say this is a KPI, okay? Your CXO is holding an iPhone. That CXO cares for interactions in the store. Then click on this thing right here, and they can set up an what? Alert. When this KPI goes about 25, less than whatnot, then save it, done, and then I can save it, right? Something like this. Now guess what? what am I showing you right now is iPhone, alert happens here, and look at this. What time, you can see this value of interaction has exceeded 20K. This alert was all live. Alerts will happen. Cool? That part is really, really cool because they can set up alerts on their own. IT is not setting it up. They can just use it and then they can have fun with this thing. Okay? What's that?
Can you do it through like the dashboard or the web?
Through the dashboard on like PowerBI.com?
Mm-hmm.
Not yet. So we do it over there, and those things are trickling into this thing. Now, one last thing we could do here
We
is
have, just so you know, we have 3 minutes left.
we can.
And I want to make sure they know that there's a chance to talk to the CIO and CMO of Pure One Imports coming up.
Okay, good. So let me do this. Would you mind if we take 5 minutes extra and show you? Do you want to see Power BI Designer?
Cool.
What we'll do is we'll cut a little bit of Q&A time. Is that okay? And then we'll be here outside beyond that as well to show you. All right? Let's do this designer, and then we'll leave 5 minutes for the last few slides.
Excellent.
Okay, 3-minute demo. Okay.
Also, is there a Jonathan Stenell, if I'm saying that correctly? You're getting a T-shirt. You're live tweeting, so I'm reserving one for you.
Awesome. Live tweets, huh? Tweets are nice. So here we go. Hopefully you're writing the good things. So there we are, Power BI Designer. So in Power BI, you have this downloadable called Power BI Designer. You see the Power BI Designer preview? So this is the tool you can use to create the whole the BI things that you have, right? There we go. So in this tool, you were asking about SQL Server. Who was asking about SQL Server data source? So
Yep,
here we
this
go,
is the
sir.
tool.
Look at this. Database, you have SQL Server right there and other kinds of data sources, okay? Oracle, all kinds of data sources available for you. We have other in which you have, look at this, Google Analytics, Facebook, all kinds of stuff available for you now. Now what I'm going to do in this fun session is, you saw the Twitter dashboard up front, didn't you? All of us saw that. How about we create something like that in next 5 minutes? Shall we? Dashboard like that in 5 minutes. I'm going to go to SD Insight. I'm going to get the data set and let's see if we can do it. All right, this will be a fast demo. Hopefully my network will behave, okay? Azure SD Insight. I'm connected to Azure SD Insight. I'm going to go ahead and steal my Power BI, basically the key here.
And Sanjay, where do they go to get Power BI Designer?
So basically go to powerbi.com and download. It's a free downloadable. So I'm simply connecting right now to Azure Blob Storage where tweets have been processed in SD Insight and data is there. So here's my social storage, here's my container, Power BI tweets, and then what we do is here's my tweets.2.json, and the JSON script, you know that it looks very, very complicated, right? It looks like bunch of numbers, yes? So we are going to convert those bunch of numbers or text basically into a dashboard in these few minutes. So there we go, data is right there. How many of you have used Power Query? So Power Query is all part of this right there. You're looking at Power Query experience. Then you click on this thing, VR, and then what we'll do is basically right now it's really going after SD Insight, reading the data sets and coming in, and then it's going to come back and look at this one, list to table. I'm simply converting this all big data from SD Insight into this thing, expanding this thing, name as prefix, and what do you think? So far so good? All right, gets better now. Right click and then we can change, you can do ETL on this thing like date or time or something like this one, and then we simply start reporting on this thing. There we go, that was Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, right here in action, city, and then I can see, hey, what kind of counts am I getting here? Or I can see the sentiment, just like this. You like it so far? Now, what you do is save as this file to be saved as a new PBI file, whatnot, Kamal session, or I just put it here. There we go. So new PBI file, save it, and your file is done. What you do now is another interesting point. This next step in this demo is essentially very, very simple. All you do is you go to your Power BI, you create a new dashboard, my dashboard, my dash. There we go. And all you do is you simply go brand new dashboard, get data from there, and Power BI Designer file. So Power BI Designer file, yes, I think it can be displayed. What do you think?
Hope so.
Yes. So we'll go to get data here. All you have to do essentially is upload that file right now. Okay, and we upload that file, connect, choose file, and we're just going to do this thing here real quick. And there we are, Chicago, and that file is here, Ignite Chicago. There we go. New PBI file. There we go. Connect. This data is being uploaded. You know, this data was coming from SD Insight. We create something from scratch. Now we are uploading this here and importing data. And the data is imported here. And you can simply, there we go. The data is there. New PBI file. Look at that. And then you can simply pin these things and then add this to the dashboard. There we are. Tweets, you know. So this is the data set we just created in front of you, remember? We just did this thing, pinned, pin to the dashboard, and now we go back here, and the data should be there in our dashboard from scratch. Look at that. You see that? Count of sentiment is coming up, and we could also ask a question here if everything is good. Show count of tweets, count of text, you know, count of text by city, comma, topic. Come on, we can do this.
Yeah.
As tree map. What do you think? Come on. Exciting?
Woo!
Look at that. So I was able to convert all that .txt and all that data into this dashboard right here, and by just simply asking questions, and I can pin this to the dashboard, and I am back in the dashboard, and I have everything in my main dashboard right there. Okay, with that, I'm going to switch my slides.
So how many of you are going to go do this now? You have to play
Come
with
on.
this stuff,
How many
right?
of you will try this, right?
Yes.
So there we go, then 5.
It's
and
fun.
there we
It's
go.
addicting.
So then we go forward. So that was I think I went through all these slides because I showed you the demos essentially. You know,
And
demos.
the slides will be uploaded,
Yeah.
so you guys can get them after the session as well.
Yeah, totally. So with that, these all slides are available for you for reference. No?
And really, we don't need the slides for the end, really. So, you know, as Sanjay mentioned, a lot of this is Hollywood, right? And there was a real case study with Pier 1 Imports. If you go to max451.com/webinar, you'll have an opportunity to see and talk to the CMO and CIO of Pier 1 Imports because they're still progressing. So you'll be able to see what is coming next with what they're doing. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So
you
with
guys
that,
have been great.
This is the end of my story. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can ask us right now, and we can just answer for you. Okay?